welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZepXTV. I'm the WrestleGamer, don't be Willie Boudreaux. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed that new intro. I'm going to try cycling in some brand new intros here on WGS-TV, and I'd really like to know what you guys think about them. So please be sure you put that in the comment section below, your thoughts on these new intros that you're going to be seeing here on WGS-TV. Something new I want to try to spice up the channel with, but for right now, guys, we're getting set to preview Monday Night Raw for tonight, which is the week of January 20th, 2014. And with me, as always, first off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively on YouTube.com/HWR show. He is the illuminous one, the shining star, Rick Starr. Rick, how you shining?
Billy, I'm shining great as always. Thanks for having me.
And our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Well, guys and gals, let's look at the 5 key notes for Monday Night Raw. The 5 key things to watch for on tonight's Monday Night Raw. The first thing, of course, the big headliner, the thing that everybody's been talking about, the return of Batista. Now, Rick, we've seen over the past couple of weeks some sort of a build happening between Batista and Alberto Del Rio. Do you see something, do you see WWE trying to further that storyline tonight?
Obviously, I think that's going to happen, but how far it's really going to go, I don't think it's going to go any further than Rumble. To be honest with you, as much as I have respect for Alberto Del Rio, I think he's highly outmatched. I think what they're trying to do is have someone underneath Batista, so Batista can come in, pretty much, I hate to say, squash him, and only to move on. But why they did it with Alberto Del Rio, he's a 2-time former world champion. He's, I wouldn't say a mid-carder, but he's an upper to mid-card. Why do that? Why squash that person? Why, when you could have had it been someone else? Another heel to squash. A mid or even a lower mid-card that you could have squashed. Makes no sense to me.
The question would be who, though? Who would they use? I mean, they can't use Bad News Barrett. I mean, what has he done? Nothing except deliver bad news.
But you know what? There you go. That's the idea. You have someone like him. You'd rather have a nobody get squashed rather than a somebody get squashed.
Well, let me ask you this, though. If they did do it with Bad News Barrett, wouldn't that kind of hurt his gimmick more than help?
Well, let's put it this way. I hate to say it, but Wade Barrett, and I'm going to take the word from the son of a bitch Andy, what has Bad News Barrett really done? Where has he gone? Nowhere. So when you're down at the bottom and you get squashed, where can you go from the bottom? You can't go up, and you really certainly can't go down from the bottom. You're going to hit rock bottom, and you ain't going to get any lower than bottom.
I think Zack Ryder could probably answer that question for us.
Possibly. Yeah, you have a fair point there, but I think this is just could really hurt his Alberto's gimmick, because we know who's going to come out on top on this one. It's obvious.
Definitely. On to the next keynote here, Lance, for tonight's Monday Night Raw is the further build between Big Show and Brock Lesnar. Now, we were all taken by surprise when Big Show came up on Brock Lesnar and pretty much just punked him out. And then on SmackDown, we saw that he challenged him to a fight. And, we really didn't see any kind of a build of sorts except, last week, except for Paul Heyman backstage in a promo. But do you feel that possibly for this matchup to go over well at the Royal Rumble, do you think that we need more of a build to it with this being the go-home show?
Well, honestly, these are two guys. This is going to be one of the spectacle matches of the Rumble. Because all you got to say is two guys this damn big going at it. How can it be bad?
You got a point there.
I mean, they might want to reinforce the ring, because let's not forget what happened the last time they were in a match together. The freaking thing broke. And how can you have a Royal Rumble without a ring?
Well, I think they probably have it reinforced ever since the incident with Mark Henry and the Big Show when they did that Superflex. So I'm pretty sure the ring will be stable enough for there. Third keynote for this week's Monday Night Raw preview. Now, we saw the beginning of WWE announce the Ultimate Warrior joining in the Hall of Fame for this year. And my question to you guys, starting with you, Rick, do you see any new announcements tonight on Monday Night Raw of any new inductees?
I do, actually, and there's been a couple of rumors. One is possibly Paul Bearer. Another rumored is possibly even, get this, guys, Randy Macho Man Savage could be on that list this year.
And quite possibly Jake the Snake Roberts, too, because apparently, with his appearance at Old School Monday Night Raw, that he kind of mended the fences of sorts with him in the WWE. And and if they did that, then who knows? I mean, if they forgave what Ultimate Warrior and brought him back and putting him in the Hall of Fame, I don't see the reason why Jake the Snake Roberts, the inventor of the DDT, which is a finishing move that a lot of guys throughout the years have used, like Raven, Tommy Dreamer, guys like that, and so many different variations of the DDT. They wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for Jake the Snake Roberts kind of accidentally inventing that move. So I think Jake the Snake Roberts has earned his spot, not only possibly in the Royal Rumble, as he's been petitioning fans for, but possibly a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame. Another thing I would like to address with you guys, especially you, Lance. Now, we saw Daniel Bryan turn, as we expected, against the Wyatt family. We got to figure that, the Wyatt family would have to have some sort of response to what Daniel Bryan did. I know they probably did something on SmackDown, but do you see them, continuing this angle between Bryan and Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts?
Well, problem with that, Daniel Bryan is supposedly out.
Really?
With a concussion.
Oh.
Yeah, he got a concussion last Monday.
Yes.
And they don't bullshit with him concussions.
He's out for over 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, that was some information I didn't have.
Stuff up.
Yes, I thought, yeah.
Yeah. That was some information I didn't have, and for WWE
can figure out what to do there.
Yeah, for WWE to lose such a big star like Daniel Bryan at this point, and especially in the midst of a good angle between him and the Wyatt family, is definitely a blow to not only the Royal Rumble but WWE right now, because there are a ton of Daniel Bryan fans out there who wanted to see him in the Royal Rumble and wanted to see him, in the continuation of this angle he has, this feud against the Wyatt family, and now with that concussion coming up in the worst possible time, not only for himself but WWE. That's just really very, very unfortunate. Like I said, I had no idea about the current status of Daniel Bryan. But my final keynote I want to address with both of you guys this time is the follow-up to what happened last week with Randy Orton and John Cena's father. Now, and one thing I did mention on the Raw review is WWE really needing to do something to kind of rebuild the feud between Orton and Cena, because we've seen Orton and Cena so many different times. And I do think a couple of years ago, WWE even involved John Cena's father, but we got to remember WWE doesn't want we fans to remember that. They want to make sure the fans have forgot that. So they're reintroducing John Cena's father into this angle. Rick, do you see that as a bad move or a good move?
Considering it can be really, it's a catch-22. I mean, some people have said, they have really no business, attacking, bringing the father into it, and it's just, bang out of order. It really is bad. And other people say, it's good because it's drawing the heat that Orton needs. So for me, it's give and take. You take it at face value, and it definitely did the job for what it did. It did what it had to do. So,
Lance, what are your thoughts about this?
Well, as y'all know, not a big Cena fan, but especially when it's the same feuds over and over, that irritates me. But come on, they can think of something more original than having somebody beat up Cena's father. That's been done a lot in the past. I mean, it's just, to me, it's getting to the point where it's the same shit, different day.
Same shit, different pile is probably what a lot of people are thinking. But, for WWE really needed to do something to make the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match kind of look the best it can, because some fans really can't take it at face value, even though they are two of the biggest names in the WWE right now, Randy Orton and John Cena, despite what fans feel about either guys or not. I know there are fans who hate Randy Orton, and there are a lot of Cena haters out there. I'm refraining myself, Lance, so that way I wouldn't accidentally offend you about that. But despite what fans think of these two guys, they are still two of the biggest names in the company. They're two big draws for the WWE are Randy Orton and John Cena, but WWE really can't take it at face value. They had to do something more, and whatever they do tonight to follow up that storyline with him involving John Cena's father, it was really going to take it up a notch no matter what they do. So that's something to look forward to as well. So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, what are your thoughts about what might happen on Monday Night Raw tonight? Again, the 5 keynotes from yours truly are the return of Batista, further build to Big Show and Brock Lesnar, any new Hall of Fame announcements. I originally had Daniel Bryan and the Wyatts, but again, I did not know about the injuries suffered by Daniel Bryan, again, which was really, really unfortunate and really, really bad timing. And of course, the last keynote for the preview for Monday Night Raw is the follow-up to Randy Orton's attack on John Cena's father, and how WWE will implement that into the angle for the Royal Rumble. Yes, Rick?
I wanted to actually know if we could add another key note, considering, you know what, there is something that left on Friday Night SmackDown, which I think is going to be something interesting, is the CM Punk angle going on with the Authority. Because that really ended on a keynote where he pretty much, ended with Kane, and Kane said, hey, look, the Authority doesn't want this. They want you to highlight WrestleMania. And then as he left, he pretty much called Kane a liar, and that's when he said, guys, get him. And Kane ran in, rushed in, and chokeslammed CM Punk. What do you think about what's going to happen tonight?
There might be some repercussions for Kane for his actions. Storyline-wise, guys, kayfabe, keep that in mind. And I don't know how what the Authority will do. I could see them making a match for the Royal Rumble between CM Punk and Kane. That's kind of a feasible storyline, with Kane getting physically involved. He even told them, at any point, the monster is theirs to release. And, I wouldn't put it past WWE to actually implement a storyline where they put Kane in there physically in a match against CM Punk. Whether they do it tonight or at the Royal Rumble is still yet to be determined, but I would not be surprised to see that happening, Rick.
Okay. Thanks.
So, again, guys, those are the keynotes for tonight's Monday Night Raw preview. We want to hear back from you guys on what you guys think about it. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always check me out on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And anytime you want to listen to any of our shows and movie previews, we also got one coming up with me and Lance. We're hosting a Two Guns preview. Check us out on youtube.com/HWR show. Make sure you like and subscribe us.
Make sure that's not one gun, it's two. Lance, what can fans expect to see? Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR reviews, redneck gourmet cooking videos, Q&As, and whatever else pops into my head.
Fans, also don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So, for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Star, and the comparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
And coming up next week, Billy will be giving Batista a chair shot.